A horrible call. Home cooking. Home cooking. So, and you could see in Hurley was a little extra chummy with Shaheen Holloway on the exchange after the game.
Yeah.
He knows he got away with one.
In the league, look, Arkansas is still dangerous. They ran into that buzzsaw. Tennessee, to me, blowing a 13-point lead in the second half at home against Alabama. If we're talking about that second tier of SEC teams after Florida, who can make some noise, Alabama and Tennessee are in that conversation. I was genuinely shocked. I did not think that Tennessee that Alabama would come all the way back and win that thing.
Me too.
Get it close, fine.
Me too. I like Tennessee in the game. I picked them. It was the only one of the losers. I put up 5-1 on Friday. Well, for college basketball on Saturday. So, but Tennessee was the one loser. And Charlie, we're talking about 14-point lead against Alabama, 16, 17-point leads twice against Kentucky, both home and away. But this is another one at home. And I was they are improved on offense. They are that much more. They're worse. The difference between their improvement offensively and their decline defensively, it's a bigger decline defensively.
Okay.
Now, you got a one possession. You got a half court. You got a guy. There's guys who are going to be drafted higher. LeBaron Philon, as good as it gets as far as his moves and his creation, and he created a little 10-footer in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You notice they brought him off the bench for the first time?
Well, he was out.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice that. Just watching the game, so I didn't know exactly who started. But
he still played 28 minutes, but he came off the bench. I don't know if that was strategic or something else, but I noticed it.
It's probably he might not have been 100%.
Yeah.
Since being, sitting out an entire game. That game, who's the game they destroyed?
Mississippi State.
Yeah, 16 threes at half.
They beat him by 25.
And he didn't even play. So, but he says, man, if there's you want a guy that can go get you a shot, I think he's the best in college basketball this year. He's a sophomore. He's got a gear on some of those guys. You know?
Yeah. We were in lockstep on Kentucky. They went gate to wire against Vanderbilt at Rupp.
Flipped from +1.5 to -1.5 anytime between Friday afternoon and Saturday game time. But, yeah, they played with some pride. Yeah.
Hit 50% from three-point range, and they made almost twice as many free throws as Vanderbilt attempted. So it's a pretty good recipe for victory. And the bottom of – I'm going to go ahead and call it the SEC bubble if we're talking about teams. Man, A&M and Auburn continue to slide. A&M in February, now 2-6. The wins are against Oklahoma and Ole Miss, and they were close wins, too, against the bottom of the league. Texas did bump their NET up to 37. If you want to talk about them as kind of an SEC bubble team, too. They're up to 37. But A&M is falling, and then Ole Miss beat Auburn at Auburn. Tigers, the Tigers
they lost 10 in a row.
And the Tigers have now dropped 5 spots in the net. They're 1-6 in February, and the win was a tip-in against Kentucky that it could have easily gone the other way.
What's A&M and Auburn's NET right now?
A&M's Auburn's NET is down to 38, and A&M's NET is at 43. So you're in bubble world. You're in bubble neighborhood. I think today.
That Auburn schedule is really keeping them there because they're
15 and 14 overall. So I get that the schedule was murderous, but at some point you got to win some of these games.
15 and 14 overall, and still be in the top 40 NET.
Yeah, you've played some people. I'll give you that.
That's great.
But you gotta beat some of them too, and they got one win.
What, like 2 of their last 10, something. You just said it. You said their only win was Kentucky.
Yeah,
it was like 7 of 8.
In February, they're 1-6. Yeah,
6 of 7.
They get LSU tomorrow night at Auburn. Must win, right? Don't lose that one. You'll get slugged in the NET if you lose to LSU at home.
Yeah.
So they gotta win that. They gotta win that one. Speaking of the Tigers, they dropped their contest against Oklahoma over the weekend.
As we told you, they would be a favorite too.
Yeah, and what can I tell you?
No update from the lake.
No.
No.
I can tell you that they played. Who besides LSU? Who are the 3 bottom teams in the league?
Well, it's Ole Miss, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and LSU. It's those 4. You can't lose 2. You can't lose 10 in a row, including to one of them, and Ole Miss not being that.
No, that is the bottom 5 teams in the league standings: Mississippi State, Oklahoma, LSU.
Oh,
Ole Miss,
Oklahoma! I
and South
forgot.
Carolina.
I failed to mention Oklahoma.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you have played Oklahoma at home, South Carolina at home, and Mississippi State at home. You did not lead against South Carolina. You did not lead against Mississippi State. You led 5-0 against Oklahoma. They went on a 10-0 run. You never led there. So you have trailed for all but about 2 minutes of 3 games against the bottom of the league.
Non-competitive at home against these.
You lost all of them by double digits. You were down over. Minimum lead in this game was 22. The max lead was 22. You were down 28 to South Carolina, and I think Mississippi State was 26 or 27. So against the absolute bottom of the league besides you, at home, you never led. You were down in the 20s at least, and you lost all 3 of these games by double digits. I don't know that it's worth really going any deeper than that. What else? What else is there to say?
I can go a little deeper.
Okay.
You probably had a higher payroll, player payroll in all of those too.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be surprised.
Oklahoma, that's the big noise out of there, is that they're not committed, to basketball. So Mississippi State, South Carolina, yeah.
And at Oklahoma, they have the top softball program in the country, the top gymnastics program in the country. Those things cost money. I don't know if that's coming out of basketball or whatever, but if you tell me that Oklahoma's spending more money on
football is where they're still trying to. No, I don't.
And Oklahoma should spend plenty of money on football.
Yes, they should. They're a blue blood.
Yes,
doing it for a
one of the all-time blue bloods.
Yeah, an all-timer for sure.
We're here at Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill. Exciting week here at Big Mike's because they have the grand opening of their new Aspen Room at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. This is one of the big giant rooms on the right side of the restaurant that they have remodeled, and it's going to hold up to 125 people. It's terrific for receptions, rehearsals, showers, corporate gatherings, any of your birthday parties, things like that. A very nice layout. Got a chance to tour it here this morning. Very comfortable, terrific place to celebrate some great events. You want to come by and see it yourself. The ribbon cutting is Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock. They'll have food and beverages for everybody that wants to come and see. They'll have all of their packages out. If you got an event coming up anytime later this year, come by and check out the brand new Aspen Room here at Big Mike's. And ball crawfish today and every day starting at 11 o'clock. Just going to tell you, it's while supplies last. Right now, everybody's getting in the crawfish mood, Jimmy. So they are starting theirs earlier than most at 11 o'clock here today. They'll have them as long as they stay supplied. So 7 days a week starting at 11 a.m. Ball crawfish, if ball shrimp or more, your speed. Every Monday night at 5 o'clock. It's all you can eat ball shrimp starting at 5 here at Big Mike's. If you like wings, dollar wing night on Wednesday. And as we've told you many times, one of the best happy hours anywhere with $2.50 beer, domestic bottles and drafts, $4 wells, $5 wines. And that's 3 to 7 Monday through Friday and all day on Sunday if you want to come out and watch the games, watch the NASCAR, watch the golf, watch football during football season. Happy hour starts at 11 a.m. on Sunday and goes all day. Big Mike's here on Aspen Square in Denham Springs. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU. 1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Dallas. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the Southdown Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show is available on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. New Handycast will drop this afternoon about LSU baseball. It's all brought to you by Supreme Rice, celebrating 90 years in business here in 2026. For more information, go to SupremeRice.com. LSU gets 3 wins over the weekend in baseball. They beat Dartmouth 5-2 on Friday, Northeastern 3-1 on Saturday, and Dartmouth 3-0 on Sunday. It was considerably less offense than what we would have expected going into a weekend like this. LSU only mustered 14 hits on the weekend and scored 11 runs. Now, they won all 3 games. So what happens when you get into a situation where you're just not getting a lot of hits, not swinging the ball well, swinging the bat well? Did you run into a hot pitcher? Well, I certainly liked what the kid on Sunday, Eddie Albert, did. I mean, he was terrific. He filled up the strike zone. He didn't get behind a whole lot of hitters. He didn't walk very many, and I thought he was really good. That said, I thought LSU could have been a little bit more aggressive at the plate against him. He certainly didn't have overpowering stuff. He was just filling up the strike zone. It came after a couple of days where LSU was pretty patient at the plate. They drew 7 walks in each of the first 2 games. They drew 5 wild pitches. They drew 4 hit batters, and Northeastern Dartmouth made 3 errors. It's 26 free bases in the first 2 games of the series, and yet you only scored 8 runs. Again, there just weren't a whole lot of hits there. I didn't think that LSU went up there and certainly were not overwhelmed. There weren't a ton of strikeouts in the first 2 games. It was just a lot of, I thought, unaggressive and borderline lazy at bats. There were a lot of pop flies on the weekend. There were a lot of weak ground balls. And Jay Johnson talked about it at the end of the game yesterday. He says, I'm going to address this with the team. You could tell he wasn't happy. That's not the offensive approach that he favors. They were not of the hunting fastball mood this weekend. Now, that doesn't include Jake Brown, who, again, is starting to really assert himself as, we're going to think one of the best players in the Southeastern Conference this year. But the offensive approach, I'm sure Johnson, per his words, is going to talk about, and hopefully you'll see a little bit of that tonight when they play Northeastern. The good news was that we went into the weekend looking for better command out of the LSU staff, coming into this weekend just under a batter every 2 innings, and that number needed to come down, and it did. Only 6 walks in the 27 innings that LSU pitched this weekend. Great outing for Gavin Guidry on Friday night. That is now for Guidry 9 scoreless innings without a walk and 16 strikeouts to open the season in 4 appearances. He has been phenomenal. Likewise, I thought Cooper Moore, for the 3rd straight time, went out, really commanded the strike zone. Again, another 10-to-1 strikeout-to-walk ratio. That's 27 strikeouts and 2 walks for the 3 starts this season for the Kansas transfer. Thought he was fantastic. Devin Sheeran came in to close things out on Saturday, and again, this was a close game. This was 3-1. He struck out 3 of the 4 batters that he retired, and the fastball is going to get all of the attention. I get it. It's 97, 98 miles an hour, but that breaking ball was really sharp, and I liked what we saw out of him. And then William Schmidt, the monster on Sunday, got into the 8th inning through 95 pitches. That was a season high. Did not give up a run, did not give up a walk, struck out 9 and only gave up 4 hits, and was really never in very much trouble. They took him out after he hit a batter in the 8th inning, but that's what William Schmidt can do. His talent has never been questioned. He had a good freshman year but struggled in SEC play. He's come out of the gate. Every start has been better than the previous one, and the command was phenomenal yesterday. I mean, he was had batters walking up to the plate feeling like they were in an 0-1 count. So that was good. Got a little bit shaky with some hit batters and some wild pitches. After him, Jaden Newt had to come in and close it out. And let me double back to Kason Evans on Friday night. He started his 3rd consecutive Friday night game. The line score doesn't look bad. 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. But Evans has not been as sharp as maybe we would have thought. He threw 4 wild pitches in this game. That was where I started to lose a little patience on Friday night. And probably I need to remember that I can't put things into context on Twitter, Max, so maybe I should just shut up till the end of the game.
Yeah, Charlie.
But
you knew at this.
yeah, exactly. But after after the 2 walks and the 4 wild pitches, and it's like, hang on, man, are you really comfortable out there? And he righted himself. He still got all of the swing and miss stuff. So, my question, Jay Johnson asked us at the game, he says, go look at Kason Evans's second and third starts this year as opposed to Kate Anderson's second and third starts last year. Okay, well, so we did that. And Johnson is right. The numbers are almost identical. 10 2/3 versus 10 1/3 innings, 6 hits versus 5 hits, 4 runs for both of them, 5 walks for both of them, 18 strikeouts for Anderson, 14 strikeouts for Evans. That's almost identical line scores. The 4 wild pitches, again, is a little bit different, but that's out of character for him. It's not something that he usually does. My question is this, is Kason Evans the most comfortable in this position? Sometimes you take that jump and you go from dominant reliever to, weekend starter, and sometimes it works. And sometimes, Lewis Coleman was one that comes to mind. He was kind of in and out of the starting rotation and as a reliever, and then became a dominant starter. For Zach Hess, it never worked out that way. He was a dominant reliever as a freshman with a half a dozen starts, and when they moved him into a full-time starting role, he was just never comfortable with that. I think Evans is a lot closer to the first thing we talked about because we've seen him pitch in tight quarters. We've seen him start big games. So I think he's going to be fine. It's just been a little rough around the edges here to start off on Friday nights for him. Not bad, just a little bit rough. I suspect he will get better. But that's kind of the recap from the weekend. Rough offensive go for LSU, but excellent on the mound for the Tigers.
What's a normal case, normal path for a for a pitcher, a college pitcher in a program like LSU is to get some midweek stuff, then get some relief stuff before you develop into one of your top 3 the starters for weekend. On a weekend rotation. So, but I mean, geez, what's different is some players like the Zach Hess thing. It might not. I'm not ready to throw him into the rest of. He's a max effort guy. He's more closer type of stuff. That he's not like a big number of pitchers. But they wanted to. I think that was part of the deal. They wanted to give him his chance at starting.
Sure.
For him to come back. I would have agreed to that as well. But, it might be a case where he's more comfortable in relief.
That's something that they can continue to look at because the stuff is there. To William Schmidt, if you ask me one thing out of the whole weekend, it would be Schmidt.
He's got the highest ceiling, and he showed that.
And that's
attack
the best
zone, man.
That's the best I've seen him look.
Trust your stuff, attack the zone.
And he said after the game, I didn't think I had my best outing. And Jake Brown was like, I don't know. I thought he had his best outing. It was really good. And the 0 walks, working from ahead, the wipeout pitches that he's got, the 9 strikeouts. I realize that they're playing Dartmouth and not Florida, but we can see some certain things at this point in the season. And Schmidt, I thought, was outstanding. Was really
Schmidt
really good
might
to see.
be getting adjusted to college life, although he just stayed in town.
Yeah,
it's where he went to high school, and so but still going from sleeping at your parents' house every night to having your own place. I mean, it's just a little transition there, and so maybe he's just getting got that other stuff that's not distracting him, in his athletics.
Yeah. So 3 games win over the weekend. LSU back in action tonight to finish out the wraparound series with Northeastern tonight at the Box.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, a full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Our great team at Legacy Title: Ashley Donald, Adrian Galato, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Big Mike's in Denham Springs, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Troy Macker after a busy college basketball weekend. Troy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on again.
Did you watch, I know you're in Big East country, did you watch the end of the UConn-Seton Hall game?
I did. Maybe not in real time. I went back and watched, like the final play. I didn't. I watched most of the game. But yeah, I mean, you can make the case that UConn probably shouldn't have won that game, and there'd be a serious doubt about their longevity in March. But that was certainly an interesting way to finish the game.
Blown call. Well, they certainly, I can make the argument that they shouldn't have won that way. You know, if a guy just fumbles the ball, so, he must have got fouled. No, he didn't. It was a bad call, terrible way to decide a game that late up in stores. So Shaheen Holloway and his team were ready to play in that one. As far as that third team trying to kind of, get into the big boys club, which is 2 in the Big East, that failed miserably. I mean, Villanova destroyed by St. John's. they rebounded from getting whooped themselves against UConn.
Yeah, and we talked on Friday about that line. I believe what was it, like 8.5, and they ended up winning by 32. That was one where I said, if you think they're going to win and it's not going to be close, get yourself a little bit more money and bump that thing up. And you could have bumped it up to whatever your sportsbook app offers, because they won by 32 points. When Zubi Ejiofor had a triple-double, which is a pretty rare feat in college basketball. They missed basically every shot in the second half against UConn. Yes, UConn's very good, but that was an anomaly,
right?
And they were pissed off. And Villanova is clearly the third best team in the Big East, but there's a big gulf there. Certainly, they'll get 3 teams in unless something weird happens in the Big East tournament. But it's an odd state of affairs for a Big East conference. I think due in large part because none of the teams in the Providence, Georgetown, Butler, Xavier, yada yada have been able to make a statement and say, hey, we're actually the 4th best, the Seton Hall as well.
Is it going to be a repeat of the top 4 seeds? The 4 number 1 seeds advancing, because there seems to be a cut below. Illinois is losing at home, and then we see Purdue. They're not in that club. Houston just won the first time in 4 games, lost 3 in a row. So, gosh, it's going to be a major upset if you knock off Arizona, Florida, Michigan, or Duke.
Right. Yeah. I'm not typically a chalk guy, and I don't like to will that into existence because I do like some madness. Certainly, I want the best teams there at the end, but there are some good 2s and 3s. This year, as good as the top 20 has been, the last month or so has really not thinned out the herd, but we know who people are. We know who the teams are, and it's clearly those 4 teams you mentioned. I think UConn's there, but they haven't been taking care of their business, and we've spent a ton of time talking about how mediocre to bad the Big East is. If they're one of the 5 best teams in the country, they should be feasting on that conference. I think Houston is a little suspect in terms of offense, and certainly defense is not as good as it was a couple of years ago when they were allowing like 38 points a game. I think there are teams that are good enough that have runs in them, but the problem is you're going to have to beat one of those great teams like you mentioned, and they just don't lose.
Wasn't that one of the biggest stories of last year's tournament, the lack of upsets throughout?
Yes.
Really?
Well, it's where we are, and you used to have these mid-majors. Oh, well, they got 4 out of 5 starters are seniors. 2 of them are redshirt seniors, and those guys are gone. Anybody scoring 15 or more in a mid-major is gone the next year. So, David has been really weakened. And he's, the underdogs, the mid-majors have been really weakened, and that's why Cal San Diego was kind of just, okay, they might have a little something. Miami, Ohio is the mid-major of the year this year, and nobody's giving them any respect. Because they hadn't played a quad 1 or quad 2 game all season long, and they've had to pull some out the hat to maintain their undefeated record. But we do have a bunch of the smaller conference tournaments get underway this week, and then next week the big boys, and so we're looking forward to it. But it is, with these 16, 18 team conferences, man, it gets a little stretched out these days.
Yeah, the Big Ten tournament is like Tuesday to Saturday. And, one of the last years of the Big East as it floated super conference before the teams bolted to the ACC, I believe it might have even been the Kemba Walker tournament. I covered every single game of that tournament at Madison Square Garden, and it started on Tuesday and ended on Saturday night. And let me tell you that the Tuesday night was brutal. And even the Wednesday night, when you're getting, 8-9 Providence versus South Florida at a 9 p.m. tip after 3 games of other mediocre basketball, it's not very much fun. I, had to get through basically a dozen cups of coffee just to survive that day. Certainly, watching from home and placing some live bets is a more advantageous position. But yeah, the first couple of days of these tournaments are a bit rough. But I will say one thing is I think that there will be more upsets this year, in maybe not deep runs from mid-majors. And I think that's probably what you're getting at because, to have 3 wins, you're going to have to beat teams that have similar identities in terms of age and experience. But I think, you look at some of the middle-of-the-pack teams in the SEC and the Big Ten specifically, I think they're ripe for upsets. Like BYU is horribly untrustworthy at this point, having lost Richie Sanderson. Richie Sanders, Devonta is amazing. I hope he's on my team next year. But that is a team that, is just losing games, is always down at halftime. I mean, almost half their games they're trailing at the break. So there are teams, Tennessee as well, isn't playing ruthless defense like they have in the past. They're kind of suspect, I think, as well. So I think there will be upsets. Just not a lot of deep runs. I don't see a 15, making the Elite Eight or anything like that.
You talk about Saunders. Okay, Charlie.
Well, you're asking about Saunders because I want to ask him about tournament format here. So finish up on Saunders.
The Saunders thing. Okay, you're supposed to. All right. Well, DeBonce's going to take it. Lift the team on his shoulders, and he did that. Since he's gone down. But it's supposed to be short term, and it's supposed to, and then it settles in, and you're minus one of your better players, and your opponents will adjust as well. What's happening in Lubbock? Because Texas Tech loses Toppin, and now they win a couple of games. Then they go to Ames and beat Iowa State and kind of win gate to wire. I mean, winning, but pretty much double digits the whole way in Ames. Man, that's unbelievable what's going on because Toppin's such a big part of what they were doing.
I mean, we talked 2 weeks ago about how them beating Arizona at Arizona might be the best win of the season. You just beat a top 10, top 5 team in Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum. Are you kidding me? Like that's an impossible feat without one of the best players in the country. Texas Tech has 2 of the best wins of the year.
Yeah, it's amazing. So now the off guard has really come on, and he's been a little bit in and out of the lineup, but he has kind of picked up the load. But I just don't know how long that's going to last. Which Charlie?
So there's all kinds of different formats for these conference tournaments. Troy, you had posted this weekend about the Sun Belt. I've never seen anything quite like this. If they did it, I missed it. This is a 7-day conference tournament, and I'll try to describe it on the radio as best I can. Essentially, if you are the 11 through 14 seed, you have to win 7 games in 7 days to win this tournament. If you are the 1 or the 2 seed, though, you've only got to win 2 games to win this tournament. Troy and Marshall are the top 2 seeds in the Sun Belt. They don't even play until next Sunday, okay, to win this thing. Troy, I think it's interesting, and it's also, if you're a one-bid league, this format, cumbersome as it is probably the best way to ensure that your top teams, and I'm looking at the MAC here with Miami of Ohio, has the best chance to get your best team into the tournament.
100% agreed. So 2 things. First, we have seen this format kind of before. It is the WCC, Gonzaga, St. Mary's. Now, it's not as big of a conference, so but it is that same kind of tiered where it's 1 game a day and that winner advances and the winner of that game advances. And so because for the last few years, Gonzaga has never had to play more than 2 or 3 games. And I think 1 year they bumped it so they entered in the semifinals. Now, the reason it is weird and the Sun Belt Conference is getting a lot of run this year is because there was a 6-way tie for second place. My namesake Troy won on the last day of the season to eliminate the chance for a 7-place first place tie. But so there is a team that finished tied for second who has to win 5 games in 5 days, and there's another team that finished tied for second with Marshall who only has to play 2 games that is playing 3 games. So the team that there was a team that got a horrible short end of the stick. But to your point, I think this is probably around the right way to do it for low majors and mid majors. That you can listen, losses happen, upsets happen, but you want to give them the best chance to have your best team in the field. That is good for the conference. Going from a financial standpoint, it's good for universities. From a financial standpoint, it's good for scheduling next year, which Miami of Ohio has not had a good run this year in terms of getting decent non-conference competition. So I think it's good. Maybe this is the extreme version of it, but this is what more conferences should be doing going forward.
Yeah, Belmont, looking at Miami, Ohio, undefeated, still just 52 NET. 52.
I mean, isn't that the nightmare for the MAC if Miami of Ohio is not in the NCAA tournament? If they trip up in that conference?
Akron beats them. I mean, they're only 57. They would move ahead of them in the NET.
Akron would finish 500 in the Big East this year, though.
And that's not a good conference either. this year in the Big East.
Yeah.
So,
but like Akron is a good team, but the problem is Miami of Ohio. It's
no, the instant eligibility for transfers. I mean, it's killed the mid majors. I mean, it's almost like you go to MAC facilities and then you got a chance to go to Big Ten. I mean, you're going from the Howard Johnsons to the to 4 seasons. I mean, no matter what you get, before you even talking about the money that you're going to get paid.
But St. Louis, Utah State. I mean, that's about what's
that?
The teams that are going to carry the torch for the mid majors going into this thing. St. Louis and Utah State, probably the best two.
If you're taking out the
St.
WCC.
Louis, I guess if we include that A10.
Santa Clara is probably going to get in. St. Mary's, if you're going to count the WCC.
Well,
St. Mary's is way
always,
they're top 20.
But Santa Clara is one of those.
Santa Clara
yeah.
will be interesting.
Same conference.
Santa Clara will be interesting. What are they, about 40?
30,
40.
40.
They were last 4 in, last I'd seen.
They're 40 NET.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and what's that, Troy?
So St. Louis is the real one for me in terms of like bid thieves and things like that, because the A10 is not getting a second team in unless they lose.
Yeah.
So, I think like San Diego State will make it out of the Mountain West. So there's at least 2 teams, another team there, and potentially New Mexico. So it's the A10, which is a shame because Dayton has a great win. If they hadn't, pissed away 3 really bad losses in the regular season, they got a couple good non-conference games. But, also the bubble is just really weak. Really bad because there's some middle of the pack teams like the Auburns of the world, like Ohio State is now firmly in on that bubble after beating Purdue. They're going to be. I mean, it's funny. There's a chance that if Miami of Ohio loses in the conference tournament and doesn't make the NCAA tournament, it's because that spot would potentially go to Ohio State. So a lot of in-state controversy there, which is what happens every year where one mid-major doesn't make it and an 8-8 team from the Big Ten or SEC does, and there's a big brother, little brother, fight between people who like mid-majors and people who just want the best teams in.
Well, I was traditionally all about a mid-major because I've seen these teams come in, but they've been weakened, seriously, and I just don't feel the same way. And I don't think Santa Clara, New Mexico, or San Diego State are done yet. I think they're remaining what their remaining performances are going to decide whether they get in there squarely on the bubble, in the 40s, where that's usually the biggest bubble range. And San Diego State's not close to what they've been traditionally in the past few years. Santa Clara had a game at home, and they failed miserably against is either Gonzaga or St. Mary's. So it's just, I think it's but, and then you got who's right there with them? Texas A&M is right in the middle of their NET positioning. So, and they have hit a wall.
And what do you do with Missouri, who's 10-6 in the league, who's won 3 out of 4, who's beaten 2 top 20 NET teams in the last 2 weeks, and is still
keep winning.
They're 53. Now they moved up a good bit this weekend, but they're 53.
I think their quality wins, and then they took care of business too. They're playing better. That was a spot where they could have, an emotional win against Tennessee, and it was the 8 minutes in, it was over.
Yep.
It was over.
Ken Pom has 5-loss Akron as a 3.5-point favorite on a neutral over undefeated Miami, Ohio. Yep. They're 87th in Ken Pom.
Miami, Ohio has pulled some games out of the hat this year. Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macker. That's Machir. Troy, get some college picks for us ready to go on Friday, man, as we get into the month of March.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you, Troy. Don't forget our friends also at Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime. If you get in an accident like I did, you got to pick up the phone and call 343-1111 or go to their website at ocbrown.com. It's easy. It's a big block right there when you can schedule a free consultation just a click away. It gives us a background of the history of our second-generation law firm, started by Dana's dad, former district attorney, O.C. Brown. Talks about the different areas of law that we specialize in: personal injury, criminal defense, DUI, DWI, estate planning, etc. Gives you a bio of all of our attorneys, that's our specialized attorneys. So if you don't know if you're in the if you need legal representation, take advantage of that free consultation. It's free. We'll weigh out the options for you and let you know exactly what your situation is. Oh, yeah, you're entitled to this. No, really don't have a case here. Call 343-1111 and ocbrown.com.
Live at Big Mike's in Denham Springs, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Here at Big Mike's, 7 days a week now, boiled crawfish starting at 11 a.m. while supplies last. So every day, 7 days a week starting at 11 o'clock. And here on Mondays, every Monday, it's all you can eat boiled shrimp at Big Mike's starting at 5 o'clock. Polls are out for college baseball. D1 Baseball America, Perfect Gaming, USA Today all agree that LSU is number 2 in the country, and all of them agree that UCLA is the number 1 team in the country. Bruins had an impressive weekend at the tournament at Globe Life Field in Arlington. They did a number on the Southeastern Conference. They swept 3 games. They beat Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State, and they thumped Tennessee and Texas A&M. They beat Tennessee, who was ranked 19th in the country, 12-5. They run-ruled number 20 A&M, 11-1. And then a fantastic baseball game yesterday. Got a chance to jump in on it late, where they beat Mississippi State in 10 innings. State's going to be a problem, y'all. They have put a bunch of money into that roster. They got a very good coach in Brian O'Connor, who wasn't overly anxious to leave Virginia but was lured out by the situation at Mississippi State. He's got a roster, and Ace Reese is certainly in the conversation for Conference Player of the Year. He was in there last year. I thought he should have won it last year. Certainly in there this year. UCLA got him, but it was 8-7 in 10 innings. A very exciting game yesterday. So the Bruins are number 1. The Tigers are number 2 here in the rankings today. Live here at Big Mike's. We'll be back for hour number 2, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO250BM, RADIO250BM, and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250, whether you win or lose. Open to new users in Louisiana, age 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Minimum odds -500. Award is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos or full term. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com. This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no 2 situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Goldie Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What are you doing with your tax refund? Invest it in your home with new windows, doors, and siding from me, Tommy. And you could save money every month on electric and gas bills. Check out GoTommys.com. That's GEAUX Tommys.com to get your free quote from Tommy's Windows today.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
On Wednesday, the 4th at 11 o'clock, they'll be opening the brand new Aspen Room here at Big Mike's. They have completely redone the big room on the right side of the restaurant for receptions, rehearsals, showers, parties, corporate gatherings. Went in there to tour it here before we started the show today. Really, really nice layout. It's a seating where guests feel comfortable. You can cater it any number of ways here. So come on by and see us. I have free food and drinks for everybody. Packages available to look at here in the Aspen Room on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock. Again, all you can eat boiled shrimp on Monday nights here at Big Mike's start at 5 o'clock. And we got boiled crawfish every day starting at 11 o'clock while supplies last here at Big Mike's, $7.99 a pound here at Big Mike's on Aspen Square in Denham Springs. Max, Shane Lowry looks like a guy that you'd like to hang out with, kind of every man. Go grab a pint. Perfect. Yes, go grab a cold pint with. I have no problem rooting for him, especially some of these. He with Rory at the Zurich, the 1 year he made his run at the Open. Fun to root for. Thought he was going to win yesterday, but for the second time, and he's done this before, just kind of fell apart. He had a three-shot lead with 5 to play.
Yes, it felt over. I was about to turn it off. It was actually with three holes to play. The Bear Trap, as it's known at PGA National, 15, 16, 17. All holes have water. 2 par 3s with water on the right, and then a par 4 that plays pretty difficult. The hardest part of the course, no doubt about it. But when he gets through 15, just felt like he was going to play pretty conservatively, and he tried to. On 16, a hole where you can hit driver, you can hit 3-wood off the tee, and then try to hit an iron into a par 4. It still plays difficult, but he hit iron in the water way right to where he basically had to drop right in front of him, and he was the only ball in the water off the tee all day. What can you say? But it is a choke. I mean, it was not a difficult shot, and he flared it way right. Just not a pro shot at all. Something you'd see at your country club every day, and then followed it up after a really nice up and down to save double. Puts one almost misses the water, hits a house. It was so bad out to the right, and just like that, his chances were pretty much evaporated. So he has not won an individual event on the PGA Tour since he won the British Open in 2019. And so that's kind of creeping in, I guess, on him a little bit. He's had some close calls this tournament in the past. That's now his 4th top 5 finish in 5 starts for him there. But, he won the Zurich. He was he clinched the Ryder Cup for them recently in the fall. But nevertheless, it's been a bit of a drought for him. And he's had some close calls to where he's gotten a little agitated. He's gotten a little pouty at times, and so some people have turned on him, but he handled it with grace afterward and was very honest in the media, said he wanted to win it for his 4-year-old daughter who was there, finally watching him in a final round, and ultimately a devastating choke job, frankly.
Well, Echeverria's 3rd PGA Tour win. he got a couple of things with this. Number one, he got an invitation to the Masters, which he's only been there once before. And he told his wife if he won again, they'd get a dog. So that I thought that was nice. You know,
Closing a
What was
house in the
Lowry's-
area.
what was- I mean, it's what him and Koepka's the only names in this thing for the big one. Guys that at least have majors under their belt. I mean, what was his odds? Mine is like 20-1.
Lowry was second choice at about 14-1.
No, when he had the lead.
When
yesterday.
he had, it was minus 1,500. You know, I mean, it felt over. Again, the stretch he was on was very difficult. There's a chance of those big numbers, but with a 3-shot lead, it's pretty simple what you have to do there. Just keep it conservative, keep it out of the water, make a bogey here or there, and you should be fine. But just the middle side of things, it's difficult to win golf tournaments down the stretch, even for somebody who's won a major.
You watched a little bit of the combine this weekend.
I did
as well. Big takeaways for the LSU guys. Nussmeier was in the quarterback throwing session. Didn't run any of the other drills, I don't think, this weekend.
Yeah, it sounded like a decent day throwing for him. I was more interested to see the receivers for LSU. Xavier Thomas, the third fastest time in the combine of 4.28. So an impressive performance there. Although we expected him to run pretty fast. He's not somebody who's very big. He's a speedster, going to get down the field. Ran a vertical jump as well, but didn't run a whole lot else than that. Chris Hilton ran a 4.41. Barryon Brown 4.40. But Nussmeier, it's interesting. It seems like Ty Simpson created some separation, had a really good performance in the combine, throwing wise. Nussmeier, like you said, didn't really participate in the drill, in the the metrics, the 40-yard dash and things, but threw all right based on everything I've heard so far. A decent performance for him. But yeah, Ty Simpson, the wide receiver too, and we'll just see how everyone else shakes out. Taylor Green, one of the standout quarterbacks in terms of the measurables there, ran a really fast time on the day. Finished actually 4.36 for a quarterback. Very impressive stuff. But we all saw him at Arkansas too. Struggled with accuracy, struggled with decision making. We saw it at the Senior Bowl. He made a throw across his body. So just something to monitor there when you're looking at the quarterback 3 possibilities for Garrett Nussmeier.
Green, I always called him, he's the scariest guy out there because he's got physical attributes that are just not normal. But he was never able. We talk about starts for a quarterback and how that's a good thing. The more starts you get, it'd almost be a little bit of a flag with me with him. He started, I think it's 46 or 48 games at the college level, and yet that accuracy and decision-making really hasn't improved. But physically, he's a monster. There's not many guys that can do that. Jimmy, what did you make of Garrett Nussmeier saying that his injury occurred on the second day of camp last year?
That's kind of when all those rumors were floating around, huh?
Yeah.
And we thought it was a knee, but it was the oblique, and from what I understand, re-aggravated it against Clemson.
Yeah, and when he says that, and he kind of told a story that the training staff couldn't quite figure out what it was, that they were frustrated. It almost explained a little bit of why the story kept changing a little bit, because they didn't know. And apparently they didn't want to say, hey, look, we just don't know, and I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But, when we were getting a little bit frustrated with, okay, is he hurt or is he not hurt? And you got some strong opinions. He is hurt. He's not hurt. It's this, it's that, it's his abs, it's something else. Brian Kelly going out and saying, kind of out of both sides of his mouth. Well, it's not going to be fully healed until after the off week, but we need to play him here. But he's not hurt. Well, why is he playing against Southeastern? And maybe all of this just came from the fact that they didn't really know what was going on with him. That's why I always fought back on that, well, he's not hurt. Well, something's not right, because we know he can throw a football 40 yards, and he couldn't throw a football 40 yards. And you don't go to practice and throw a towel instead of a football if something's not wrong. So it went a long way towards explaining exactly what happened there, but it also was, hey, they not know for that long. According to him, they were just, hey, we hope this feels better. We're going to do everything we can, but never really never really healed.
One piece of the puzzle, though, Charlie. I mean, if he was sitting back there, patting the ball, a couple of times because he had so much time, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But we know that the protection was a major issue with this team, and so when you get hit that much and then you're injured, it all adds up to it. I think he was injured last year. I mean, I saw a guy with elite arm talent and just kind of, but I also know that quarterbacks are affected by pressure, man, and he knew he was getting hit, man, and so it all kind of adds up. Where I don't know, where exactly he's going to land and this and that, but the thing that confirmed to me that he was injured is, okay, he goes to Senior Bowl. They put the velo machine on the quarterbacks are down there. Quarterbacks are invited down there, or they want to evaluate, and most of them end up in the NFL. Just how good? Well, that's a different story. But his velo was back. His velo was back to like his in 2024 season, and we saw him make some throws. In that season, man, in some tight windows. So it's all, I don't know. I mean, when you ask me that, are you looking for? I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, what was your? What I mean, well, it's done. The season's over. I mean, he's not a guy that's gonna, he's probably not the best matchup as far as when you have a crappy offensive line. You got a guy that's going to be able to just dance around and extend plays. That's not his deal. He's a pocket thrower. But I don't know.
I think it had a little bit to do with all of those things. Do I think he was injured? Yes. We watched it on the film a number of times. Throws that he can make, we know that we've seen him make, he wasn't able to make. I think the protection was absolutely a big part of that. They did not have much of a run game. That is also part of it. I don't think that Sloan had a great year calling plays. Was he hampered in times by what they could do on the offensive line and at the quarterback position because of the injury? Yes.
Charlie, you go call plays when you have a running game and no protection.
That's what I'm saying. It's down the list. I mean, what do you do? I mean, if you can't throw your fastball or your curveball for a strike. I mean,
I don't want to.
What can you do?
And make excuses for Sloan, but geez, man,
no,
it's
fair.
Also,
I would tell you that there were some decision-making things that Nussmeier did that didn't have anything to do with any of that, where he just threw some balls up for grabs that didn't make any sense. I didn't think he did a lot, but he did enough for it to be a factor. I think that Garrett Nussmeier is going to go probably somewhere on the end of day 2 or the beginning of day 3. I think he's somewhere between the middle of the third and the middle of the fourth round. That's my guess. Things could change. There's going to be a pro day. There'll be other things. But once you get past Mendoza at 1, the rest of these quarterbacks, it's just degrees of risk. What do you want to risk with? You want to risk Simpson's lack of starts, or this thing with Nussmeier, or if you're enamored with Taylor Green's workouts and you say, well, man, we can really work with that, or one of the other quarterbacks that used to be really, really high.
I think Taylor Green's worth a swing, baby.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
So worth the swing where? The 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. I mean, you get a wide range of opinions.
Yeah. I could even dip into the 2nd with him. I mean, look, he's got a chance. Man, looking at some of what they're investing in, some of these guys are athletes first. He's got a lot of games under his belt.
Cole Payton getting a lot of love as well. Similar quarterback in that.
Who?
Cole Payton, a quarterback from North Dakota State, who they see as a gadget player, right? Maybe have some, some plays in the playbook, some specialized situations for a guy like that. So, you're seeing more and more of that, I think, in the league.
Yeah, if Taylor Green's is not a starter on your team, there are things you can do with him. I mean, if you got a creative coaching staff, that could be a major headache. You don't have to be a full-time starting quarterback to be able to impact a team next year if you're a guy like Taylor Green.
Talking about running different packages and read option packages with him. Yeah.
All kinds of things, and not just
what
a
else?
few gadget plays, but
You're talking about like gadget plays,
yeah,
trick
there's some
plays?
gadget plays.
How often do you run that?
Not very, but if you had it, I'm not saying he's Taysom Hill because a lot of that was power run stuff.
No. Only one of them.
No.
Only one of them.
But there are things you could do with him, and while you develop him. Is it worth a swing? Yeah, I think it's worth a late swing. I probably wouldn't take him in the second round. I want to get a starter in the second round. But at the end of day 2, the beginning of day 3, yeah, I definitely want to talk. I want to talk to him.
Jimmy, I know you're a big A.J. Halsey guy. You were a big fan of him with what he did.
He's
Hard
great
hitter,
instincts.
really good. He ran a 4.52, which is slower for a safety, but for him, I think that was a great performance. 6 foot. At his build, he's got shorter arms, but he could keep up with you, and that was a concern I think that some scouts had. Does he have that closing speed to keep up with some receivers? 4.52 for Halsey, I think, is an impressive
4.5
number.
for safety on that track is damn good. Yeah, that's just fine.
I think second
and
round
look,
play for him.
And that's a position where you get by. They're more interested in your instincts, which he has. He's just all over the place. At Houston his last year and his first year here. So he's an NFL player for a long period of time. He plays fast too. Seems like the game is kind of slow for him. So he checks all the boxes. Yeah, if he'd a bomb, but that's very good for safeties. So that's the interesting thing when you talk about the new regime here. If Kiffin was hired last year, what was he going to do with Nussmeier? He wants to run his quarterback 10 times a game. That ain't happening.
No. He could not have run what he ran at Ole Miss here. I don't know how he would have adjusted to it, but
that's what I'm curious, because he's always run his quarterback 10 times a game, and some are scrambles, but they're going to enough for design runs. And it is funny because Freeze the same kind of way too. When Swag Kelly was there, he was running 10 times a game. Just kind of. They want that running component for their quarterback.
He would have had to go back to things that he ran prior to his time at Alabama. Mm-hmm. Because nothing that they ran at Alabama, I don't think would have worked.
Matt Barkley was a quarterback under him way back at USC. He's not a runner.
Yeah, you'd have to go back to his Tennessee stuff, his USC stuff, even some of his NFL stuff, but he couldn't have run what he ran at Ole Miss. Not with the way Nussmeier was.
When Hurts was a runner, when he had him.
Hurts, they ran a lot of horizontal stuff. You remember?
I'm well aware. Yeah.
But you could run a little bit of that stuff. I mean, you could run the bubble screen. LSU's receivers didn't block worth a damn this year either. Whenever they ran that stuff out there,
I don't care what you
run.
Nussmeier's not a runner. No. He's like it's glaring weakness for him. So I mean.
No, he wouldn't have tried. He's smart enough to know not to force that in there. He would have had to go back to something more conventional, and he's run that stuff before, just not recently. But I guarantee you, he wouldn't have looked at that and said, "Nussmeier, you're running 10 times a game."
Was Matt Corral a big runner? Not really, but he ran it, and he ran it, pretty good. So just even adequate, running ability. He likes. I think he's far removed from those days when he was coaching, Matt Barkley at USC.
He is. But
far removed.
If your starting quarterback is a limited runner to begin with, and he's hurt, you got to try something else. I don't think he would have tried to shoehorn 12 carries a game into Garrett Nussmeier.
Well, I'm not including if he was hurt. So that's obvious.
Yeah, but I guess he was.
No, he was. But I'm saying if. I just don't, Levitt, the guys he was running after, Sorsby, Leverett, and a little bit of Williams, all those guys can run.
Yeah.
All those guys can run.
Halsey, I think, can get into the second round, by the way. No guarantee. But
really?
I think he get into the back end of the second round, maybe the third. I was hoping that Harold Perkins would run, actually.
Why didn't he?
I don't know.
Bauer Sharp, the only one we haven't mentioned. He ran as well. Mansour Delane's going to wait, I think, till the pro day as well.
Delane, I guess.
Delane, he's fine.
He'll be top 10.
He's fine.
His film is good. I was surprised. I thought Perkins, what wows you with him? The speed most of the time. I thought if he could have gone out there.
I thought he might want to show it off, too.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise.
Some of these guys, run, their pad speed is a little bit different than their gym short speed. So not sure if that's the case, but we've seen him run enough that, in this league, which is a speed league. So I would be It's just a little surprising that he wouldn't run.
Sure, he'll run at Pro Day.
Where are they projecting him?
I don't. You want to talk about a wide range of opinions. I've seen as high as the beginning of the third round.
I think day 3.
I think, yeah, way more projections with him into the fourth or fifth round.
Third round?
Day 3.
Third, fourth, fifth. Probably closer to 4 or 5 right now.
Wow.
Where do you play him? He weighed in he came in at 6'1", 223 pounds. That's safety size. I mean, it's tough to play 223 pounds. It's tough to play linebacker at 223 pounds.
Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. You know, the springtime and these great weather temperatures that we have in the month of March, they're not going to last for long. We're going to get into the hot season, but again, it's the last little stretch to try and take advantage of some of our discounts if you're looking about replacing your unit. Your unit's over 10 years old. If it was serviced last summer, now's the time to call Total Maintenance at 480-1000. We're giving up to $5,500 in discounts for select units. We're authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Dakin, and Ream products, generators, authorized dealer for Generac and Cummings as well. We cover both the Metro Baton Rouge and New Orleans areas, but not to compromise by either. We got a completely different staff and office for those two markets. Again, this is your last little stretch to try and take advantage of some of those discounts. If you are considering changing out one of your units, call us up at 480-1000. 480-1000. We'll get one of the technicians over to your house, and we'll explain all of the options for you. Total Maintenance.
Live at Big Mike's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Ball Crawfish every day here, 7 days a week at Big Mike, starting at 11 a.m. while supplies last. And if you want to enjoy that good weather and get out and work in your garden, head to the Thibodeau store, the Pierre Part store, open in LaRose and Lockport as well. Tons of things to get you going here in the spring. The Scott's four-step program right now on special on the website, thethibodeaustore.com. All of your starting pellets, your cell seed for your greenhouse, your indoor and outdoor potting mix, your greenhouse kits are on sale right now. Best Garden has up to 65% off of all lawn and garden tools. thethibodeaustore.com. Your outdoor power equipment, your spreaders and seeders, potting and topsoils, grass and weed control, patio furniture. When you get everything situated, you get some nice new patio furniture at a discount. thethibodeaustore.com will get you to all four of the sites: 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, Highway 70 in Pierre Port.
Thibodeau Star Day yesterday, Charlie. You had to break in the green egg for the spring season, so there's no way we're staying inside yesterday. So went to Iverstein and got some steak burgers and a ribeye. Went to Chris's Specialty Foods and got the boneless, skinless chicken thighs that are stuffed with jalapenos and cream cheese, bacon wrapped. Pretty good, Charlie. I might throw it on that green egg that I got for the Thibodeau store. Man, it's that electric starter, the electric coal starter. You just plug in.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Makes
You
all the
got no
difference in the world,
excuses.
huh? Right?
You got no excuses. No excuses. Easy.
LSU women's basketball team wrapped up the regular season yesterday with a 9-point win at Mississippi State. Tigers were locked into the 4 seed, so it didn't make a difference in their seeding for the Southeastern Conference tournament. But they do go in with, I think, still an outside chance at a number 1 seed. Right now they're number 5 in the NET. South Carolina and Texas are 3 and 4. LSU split with Texas on the regular season. So, and I don't know how much difference you consider between a 1 and a 2 seed. You're still going to be at home, obviously, by plenty. And LSU would not play Texas until the finals if they were to match up with the Longhorns. They would get South Carolina in the semifinals. So there's going to be 2 days worth of games played before LSU gets on the floor. They will play one of Mississippi State, Florida. The winner of that gets Oklahoma, and then the winner of that gets LSU. If they
So
won
LSU's the 4 seed when South Carolina's the 1?
South, yes.
Okay, so they're bracketed with them, and then Texas and Vandy are 2-3.
Yeah, Vandy's 2 and Texas is 3. That's
so,
right,
that's the NET. It's a little bit different order, though. Texas and NET, as you said, 4, LSU 5, and then Vandy 7. So maybe that the Texas Vandy, they come through this thing and win it, could be for a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Can they catch Texas?
Yeah, I think they could because remember Vandy beat them in the regular season. So they got that going for them, and it's fairly close. It's fairly close. Texas is 28-3. Vanderbilt's 27-3. If they added a second win over them, yeah, that would go a long way towards it.
You paid attention how much the because we see some of these in the men's tournament where you'll see a team make a run or have a good showing and got a lot of quality wins and they barely move up, especially on Sunday. Is that the same as how it's been with the women, that conference tournaments sometimes are minimized?
Yeah, because there's such a gap some of these years. Like UConn went undefeated again. This is the 9th time they've gone undefeated under Gino Auriemma, and in that span, there've been 9 other teams that have gone undefeated.
Right.
I mean, so when you're what does their conference tournament mean to them? Absolutely nothing.
No.
UCLA is 28-1, and they're 4 games clear of everybody in the Big Ten. Theirs means nothing. I think South Carolina, even if they lost their first game at this tournament, would still be a number 1 seed. So a lot of times, there's just not a whole lot of wiggle room. That big jump on the men's side for Duke. Does it matter? The ACC tournament?
No.
For Michigan?
No.
Arizona?
No. Those three.
Those 3 are locked.
Maybe
right?
maybe a little bit of Florida. They just can't get. They gotta.
Can't
they
get
just
too
can't
sloppy.
Get it. Yeah. Which who expects that?
The way they're playing right now. I mean, you watch.
I think they're the best team in the country right now. Sorry. I mean, they should have beat Duke and Durham, even as early as it was. But it took their guards to kind of re-identify their roles. They got a completely different role. Kid from Lee from Princeton has a completely different role than he did, at Princeton, and so does Flan. And I don't think Calipari ever identified his role the whole season in Fayetteville last year. So, no, they got the big boys up front, man. They just get so many extra possessions, out rebound everybody. I mean, they all do a little bit something different on the offensive end. They're destroyed Arkansas.
Yeah,
just destroyed them. Man.
We both think that Arkansas is dangerous in the tournament.
Absolutely.
Outside of Florida, that of all the teams in the SEC, they're the one team that, man, look, if they get going, if Acuff is right, they could be in the second weekend with a chance. And they got demolished.
Golden's got a little piss and vinegar with him, man. He got he's barking at Calipari. I don't know if it's your style or not. I don't know if it's immaturity, but this is after he's won it. And the only thing I say, whatever he's doing, his team is not showing any type of signs of being fat and happy, exhaling the championship hangover.
No.
They are trying to kill people, Charlie. I mean, they are really – I mean, they got that killer instinct because it's a championship hangover. It's a young coach. This is a poster child like, okay, how are they going to be a little sloppy? Man, they are just they've got focus. They've got – I mean, they could easily put it on cruise control, knowing that they're going to get a great seed.
They beat Arkansas so bad on the boards, and every shot they got on the perimeter, it seemed like was contested. They held Acuff to 17 points on 6 of 19 shooting. So if you got a shot off, there was going to be somebody that was bothering you because they just didn't hit very many from outside, and this was 8 minutes in, Jimmy. This is done.
Last year they got a little sloppy at times. When they go to Athens and they fall behind by 28, and they actually come back, take the lead, and then they lose at the end. But I mean, there's none of those games. There's none of those games. I mean, man, whatever they learned when Auburn went and beat them, because that shouldn't happen. Auburn shouldn't beat them on the moon, much less
one of the biggest
in
shockers of the year.
Gainesville.
Yes, one of the biggest shockers of the conference season.
I mean, Auburn at Florida, Creighton at UConn, and Portland State against Gonzaga. I mean, but if you don't, everybody's going to lose a little bit in college basketball, okay? But, it's just like anything at first. Something bad happens. Well, did you learn something from it? And, in losses, that's why some teams, like even with Tommy Lloyd, they finally lost in that game where Peterson sat out that big Monday game at Fog Allen at Lawrence, Kansas. It was a teaching moment. They've improved. They're better now. So if you have those games and you don't learn from them, then that's But this Florida team has been it's like 12-3 against the spread, and 2 of the 3 that they lost, they were just toying with them because they built such a big lead against Kentucky and South Carolina.
They are on on a collision course with that.
I think
that
you say
number one
you don't think it's a big deal between a 1 and a 2 seed? I think it's a bigger difference between 1 and 2 than 2 and 3.
I agree. I had to think about that one for a second. Yeah,
Because 2 and 3, okay, we're gonna play we're gonna play
Yeah.
each other. All right, I don't care if you're 2, I'm 3, or vice versa.
I guess
mean,
where I was going on the women's side, you're going to be a home team regardless. So,
as far as that concerned, yeah.
Yeah. There's not a little bit more between 1 and 2 than 2 and 3. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Don't forget, we're over here at Big Mike. Boiled crawfish, 11 a.m. every day. Man, it's a really good season over here right now. The Aspen Room now available for when's the ribbon cutting, Charlie?
Wednesday morning at 11.
Nice.
Free food and drinks. Come out and see it. Take a look. They completely remodeled it. Redid all the floors. Redid all of the signage. Redid the bar area. Really, really looks nice. Also, here in the main bar area, just since we left the last time, they've cut out part of the wall here. Yeah, they have opened up their space here in the main bar area to include the adjacent room. So it's really increased their size in here. If you're watching games, it's a terrific place to come out.
Oh, no, there's no doubt.
Out.
Big Mike loves his sports. And, look, this is a great place to watch the games over here. So you got March Madness. Conference tournaments start this week, next week, full-blown with the big tournaments and, just around the corner. But, of course, baseball, and they got all over it. It is set up to enjoy your any sports, LSU baseball, basketball, whatever it is, a great spot to watch the game. Tomorrow we'll be at Doe's Eat Place in Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. So many people will go to Doe's for a hand-cut steak at night and, in a casual atmosphere. But lunch specials are outstanding as well. We don't skimp on the portions. Come by and see us tomorrow at Doe's Eat Place for Live at Lunch.
Live at Big Mike's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All you can eat ball shrimp every Monday night here at Big Mike's starting at 5 p.m. Dollar wings every Wednesday night and every day right now, 7 days a week at 11 a.m. Crawfish while they last, starting here $7.99 a pound at Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill. The Aspen Room grand opening 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning for all of your receptions, your parties, your rehearsals, corporate gatherings, and more. Check out the brand new Aspen Room here at Big Mike's. Two interesting games tonight in college basketball. One of them, the matchup of ranked teams between Iowa State and Arizona. Iowa State, after getting demolished at home, which almost never happens, got to go to Arizona right off of that. And Arizona looked very, very good in their game against Kansas on Saturday. Really handled the Jayhawks, ended up winning that game by 23. So kind of a tough spot for Iowa State to go in coming off of that loss tonight going to Tucson.
Yeah, it's a tough one NC State too, man.
I'm getting to that one.
NC State, horrible. Okay, we'll get to that, man.
You can go in
Arizona. This is the first game they got Pete back, and
played 23 minutes in the game.
Yeah. I don't know if they started him or not.
He did, but limited minutes.
Yeah, but they were out in front, big, pretty much the entire game. Same thing with Iowa State. So maybe a little desperate spot, boy. But we're never going to value Iowa State as much as home. I mean, on the road as we do as home. So I think this could be a tough one again for them. I mean,
7.5 almost seems like a light number to me.
Yes.
In Tucson.
Yes. I would favor Arizona.
Yeah.
I would favor Arizona. The big guy, I mean, kind of the European guy that came over for Iowa State who was shooting over 50% from three, which led the country for a stretch. It seems like they're kind of figuring him out a little bit, or at least they're not leaving him. I'll tell you what Duke did too. What they do, Charlie, Shire's a good defensive coach. They don't leave their shooters at all. They don't overreact to penetration, where everybody's trying to get into the paint and then kick it back out because, one, you're going to cleaner look because the defense is going to respond to the penetration. It's just natural for you to do so. And, two, a shooter, when you kick it back out, he's getting the ball already squared up to the goal. So it's clean look, and he's already squared and balanced. And, man, Duke just doesn't they don't overreact, to that penetration. It's fun to watch, but they're disciplined in it. Just I don't know, man. And look, NC State, you lose to Notre Dame. They're winning most of the game.
How big a favorite were they? It was a road favorite.
8.
Yeah, as
8
a
or
road
so.
favorite, I mean, you're supposed to win that game.
8 or so.
Yeah.
Winning the whole game.
Notre
right
Dame's 12 and 16 going in that game. Yeah.
I mean, they just got people 50. They got their worst beating ever at home. Less than a week ago. And I know NC State's not Duke, but man, Will's had some. He's had some bad losses this year.
The last 2 weeks for them. Okay, this was the loss to Notre Dame, where you're an 8-point favorite. You got rolled at Virginia. Now Virginia's really good
against
at home.
Virginia, though. The two I'm looking. I know it was about a month and a half ago, but they opened up on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
and were not competitive.
Right.
Their 2 losses to Virginia by like over 50 points combined.
That's correct. You did get North Carolina, but you beat them.
They did.
That was the first. Was
It's
it the first
okay.
game when
You
Caleb
beat-
Williams was out?
You beat them.
Okay.
You
And
beat the
them
hell out
soundly.
of them.
That was a really good game.
Yeah.
You lost to Miami by a point at
Where
home.
they went about like 6 with 30 seconds to go or something.
And you got rolled at Louisville. So that's 4 out of 5, and you've been dusted in 2 of these games.
What's their NET?
29. They're still right about, I guess, where they're supposed to be, given their record. I don't think they're over or under ranked at all. They're still in the tournament with room to spare. They're 10-6 in the ACC. I just don't know how good they are right now. Doesn't appear as if they're playing anything close to their best basketball at this point. It seemed like they were playing better earlier in the season.
On the dreaded 8-9 line, according to Lenardi right now. 8 seed. You don't want to really face UConn in the second round. But
Went to SMU and beat them. Although SMU, we talk about them a lot. I'm glad they had enough of a cushion, because they just got swept, and they weren't even close. The Bay Area. And Cal and Stanford, not exactly tournament teams.
Funny you bring them up, because they've got the exact same record as NC State and a very similar net. They're 19-10, just like NC
Who
State
has
is.
a similar net?
SMU.
SMU.
NC
State.
And NC State. They're 36-29. They've got the exact same overall record. NC State's got them by 2 in the ACC.
29. NC State.
Yeah.
God, that's right. Yeah. He went out and scheduled tough.
see?
Yeah.
Matt McMahon and Will Wade alike both beat SMU this year. Handshake.
Turn his mic
Same
off.
thing.
go to the lake with that crap, man.
Turn his mic off.
I mean, you been going to games?
No, he quit.
What's the secondary market? How's the
Well, they gave out pickleball paddles to the students, so I was kind of jealous. They look nice, personalized. Pickleball's in right now. There's a lot of avenues to do that. So you got to customize LSU pickleball paddle if you went to the game.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. There's no doubt about it. Don't forget our friends at Workbox and Workbox Services. My buddy Martin Padial and his great staff at Workbox been doing it for such a long time, and just growing, getting bigger and better than ever. A new second office with Workbox, and extends our coverage all the way down to the Gulf Coast, to New Orleans and Lake Charles, and surfacing all the areas in between. So Martine Sr. with Martine Jr. now, Hannah, Brandy, Chris Brooks, shipping containers, we got it for you. We also have the home boxes for residential moving storage. So custom storage containers, all different sizes. We've got it in all different you can customize them any way you want. Lunch rooms with, climate control, part office, part storage, dual purpose, safety storage, different work sites. So shelving, lighting, wooden or metal materials, and whatever you need, whatever you desire. Workbox and Workbox Services, 343-4886 and WorkboxLLC.com.
Live at Big Mike's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. The Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more.
All right, whenever you're ready, Jordan.
It's rolling.
Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street at Mid-City. Andy Esco joins us from Las Vegas. And we do first class, second class, no class. LSU at Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place, Government Street at Mid-City. Andy Isco joins us from Las Vegas. We go first class, second class, and no class as well. Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, 11 a.m. Tuesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We'll get your ball crawfish 7 days a week right now at Big Mike's, starting at 11 a.m. while supplies last. All you can eat ball shrimp tonight starting at 5 o'clock. That's every Monday night here at Big Mike's. And dollar chicken wings on Wednesday nights. It's every Wednesday night. Coming up later this month, Jody Vicknair live on stage on March the 14th. Kyle Wilson on March 28th. Live music most weekends here at Big Mike's in the Aspen Room. Grand opening at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Come on out for the ribbon cutting. There'll be free food and drinks and packages available for you to take a look at for your receptions, your parties, corporate gatherings, and more here at the Aspen Room on Aspen Square here, Big Mike's in Denham Springs. Washington Commanders parting ways with Marshawn Lattimore. This will go down as a trade that was really good for New Orleans and a disaster for Washington. Thought they were acquiring a top-flight corner, which Marshawn Lattimore at one time was but no longer is, before he was due another roster bonus next week and the $18.5 million he would have collected next year in salary. Commanders decided to jettison him. Max, we now know what all of those draft picks conveyed to. So what did the Saints First of all, just getting the cap relief from Marshawn Lattimore. If they hadn't gotten anything back, would have been worth it, given how his play declined. But what did they end up with?
So the Commanders also got a 5th-round pick out of it. Now, they traded it to get Deebo Samuel off the Niners, but obviously that wasn't all they gave up. That pick ended up being Jordan James, a running back from Oregon, who went to the Niners. But ultimately, the Saints' picks that they got from that trade ended up being Jonas Sanker.
All right, he's turned into a really good player.
Pretty good safety, I would say. Quincy Riley, good rookie
I
season.
have some hopes. Yeah, I saw some things I liked last year.
And Devin Neal, who had his injury concerns, but did see the field at times this year.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that he's ever going to be more than a journeyman. Big college career. You know, one of those guys that was pretty much a 4-year starter. Just a lot of miles on the odometer. I didn't see a whole lot of burst when he got in there last year, but maybe. But if you just get Sanker out of this thing and the cap relief, that's worth it right there. If Quincy Riley turns into a player, and like I said, I saw some things last year that I like. This is a massive win. We were quick to criticize Mickey. I'm quick to criticize Mickey Loomis at, drop of a hat because I think he's made a lot of mistakes. This one, good as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great season for Mickey Loomis when eyes were very much on him. There was heavy criticism. It's kind of hard to argue that they didn't have a good season last year, based on their draft, based on their offseason moves as well.
It's hard to jettison a guy that's been as productive as he has just at the right time, because if you wait a little bit too long, the value evaporates. But you have to trade them when they still have some value, and that way. And sometimes your fan base is like, well, that's a guy that we like, Would have felt the same way last year if they had traded Demario Davis. Like, well, I don't want to trade Demario Davis. I love Demario Davis. But I would have understood with his contract expiring and them not going to the playoffs if they would have done that. They got rid of Marshawn Lattimore at just the right time. That's out of the old Branch Rickey. Trade him a year too early rather than a year too late. They worked that pretty good.
Loyalty will get you beat, man.
Yeah,
roster
you
building.
It's so long. All right, again, thanks to our friends here at Big Mike's. Crawfish 7 days a week starting at 11 a.m. Come on out and see them here on Aspen Square. And again, for the opening of the Aspen Room on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we are at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. LSU baseball tonight. Got some college basketball tonight as well. From all of us here at Big Mike's, Jordan back in the studio. Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order.
Thank you, Jordan. Talk to you tomorrow.